Yo, what's up guys? It's Noah here, and in today's video, going to be talking through a couple player props I like on Prizepicks for the NFL slate this weekend for the divisional round. We have round 2 of the playoffs this weekend, and I got 2 player props I like for these games. We have 2 games on Saturday and we have 2 games on Sunday. I have a pick that I like from each day of games. So I have a pick that I like from the Saturday games, and then I have a pick that I like for the Sunday games. So we're going to talk through the 2 picks that I do like this weekend, guys, just before we get started with the breakdown. As always, if you guys do enjoy these Prizepicks videos and if they do help you out, please hit that like button down below. I always appreciate the likes. Make sure to hit that subscribe button if you have not yet. And if you guys are new to the channel, if you've never checked out Prizepicks before, you can sign up for Prizepicks, use my promo code NOAH. You will get your first deposit matched up to $100 when you do sign up for Prizepicks with my promo code. Definitely check them out if you guys have not yet. But we got 2 picks to talk about for this week, guys. Last week, playoffs treated us really, really well. Hit both of our picks that we gave out on YouTube, or we gave out 3 picks on YouTube, hit all 3 of those plays. We gave out 2 picks as well for Monday Night Football last week, hit both those plays too. So really good NFL week last week. Hopefully we can keep it rolling this week for the divisional round. But starting off in the receiving yard prop, I have a receiving yard prop I like, and then I have a passing yard combo prop that I like that we're going to talk about. Another new stat that Prizepicks has added that we're going to talk about in a second. But for receiving yards, I want to talk about the Saturday games first. Go to this Giants and Eagles game. And Saquon Barkley's receiving yards set at 24.5 on Prizepicks, and I do like Saquon Barkley to go over this line. I'm going to be taking Saquon to have more than 24.5 receiving yards. You look at last week, in their wild card round game against Minnesota, Saquon did have 56 receiving yards in that game. He was targeted 6 times. I think he had 5 receptions. He's been really, really involved in the passing game. He's obviously a workhorse running back. He's going to be on the field for almost every single snap. You look at his snap count last week. Saquon played 90% of the snaps last week, so he was really, really involved. He got a ton of touches. He got he only got 9 carries, but he did get 5 receptions. He had 6 targets. That was a game where they kind of the game script was pretty neutral. I would say they weren't really playing from behind. It was kind of weird to see Saquon only get 9 carries, but honestly, it's kind of a good thing for this week. Given the fact they let Daniel Jones throw the ball so much last week. I know Daniel Jones ran it a good amount last week, but he did throw the ball 35 times, which is that's pretty high for Daniel Jones. He normally doesn't have that many pass attempts in a game. 35 pass attempts for Daniel Jones last week, 6 targets for Saquon. Look, we know Saquon is one of the best running backs in the league. He's a very explosive running back. He could legit go over this receiving yard prop on 1 catch. He could take a screen 25 yards. He just needs good blocking. But he's one of these guys that it won't take much for him to go over this prop. Maybe just a couple of catches. And you look at his lines across the board, on DraftKings Sportsbook, they have his receiving yard prop set at 28.5. So you're getting a little bit of a discount compared to where some of the other books have his line at on Prizepicks. It's at 24.5. You look at his reception prop. His reception prop is set at 4.5 receptions. So even if Saquon gets 4 catches, I would think he's going to average at least 6 yards a catch, 7 yards a catch. I mean, again, Saquon's such an explosive player that he could get over this line with 1 catch. If it's a screen pass and he's got good blocking, or maybe they run a drag route or something, or a wheel route or a slant, and he can just kind of beat the defender. There's definitely multiple ways Saquon could go over this line on just a few catches. I like this prop though at 24.5. I think this line could definitely be a little bit higher. The books do have this line at 28.5. I think this is a game where the Eagles will probably get a lead, and we probably will see the Giants playing from behind. I know the Giants are kind of they're big underdogs in this game. I don't think anyone is expecting the Giants to win this game. I don't think the Giants will win this game. So I think this definitely will set up as a game script where they will be playing from behind. I don't see the Giants having a ton of success running the ball against this Eagles defense. The Eagles have been pretty solid against the run this season, so I think they're probably going to have to air it out. We know Saquon's going to be on the field for almost every single snap, and he's going to get involved in the passing game. Even if he's not getting a ton of carries, they're going to involve him in the passing game. He's a workhorse running back, and again, 24.5 receiving yards and a probably play from behind game script. Saquon definitely has a good chance to go over this line, in my opinion, and I think this line, again, on DraftKings Sportsbook, is at 28.5. We're getting it at 24.5 on Prizepicks. I'll take the over here as the first play for the day. So that's the play that I do like from the Saturday games. And then going to the Sunday games, you go to the passing yard prop on Prizepicks, and they added a new stat category. So if you actually look, they combined both quarterbacks from the same game, and you can actually take them to go more or less than their combined passing yard prop. So Trevor Lawrence plus Patrick Mahomes, 575 passing yards, whether you think those two guys combined to throw more or less than that number. I want to talk about specifically Joe Burrow and Josh Allen, their passing yard prop combined is set at 545.5. And I know, 545 yards, that seems like a lot, but you look at the projections for these guys. I mean, Burrow's at 275, Allen's at 265. You add those two together, and I'm pretty sure it's like 530 something, 540. It's really close to their line of 545. But if you look at DraftKings Sportsbook, where they have these lines at, so right now, Joe Burrow, his passing yard prop on DK Sportsbook, it's set at 282.5. So they have that one a little bit higher than what Prizepicks has. And if you take a look at Josh Allen's passing yard prop on DK Sportsbook, it's set at 280.5. So honestly, like, I kind of like the Josh Allen 265.5 passing yards, taking the over on that, because he's at 280.5 on DK Sportsbook. But I like combining these two and going with them to have more than 545 passing yards combined. Look, these are two super explosive offenses, the Bills and the Bengals. These are two teams that love to throw the ball as well. If you look at pass attempts per game this season, both these teams are in the top 10 in terms of pass attempts per game. Buffalo, 36.1 pass attempts per game, which is 8th most in the league. Cincinnati, 37.8 pass attempts per game, which is 6th most in the league. So these are two teams that do love to air it out. These are two explosive quarterbacks that are, obviously can, rack up a ton of yards, in the air. They have really good receivers. Obviously Joe Burrow's got Jamar Chase, T. Higgins, Josh Allen's got Gabe Davis, Steph Diggs. Like, these two guys are just so good, throwing the ball, that I could definitely see them, honestly, I wouldn't be surprised if they both combined for like 300 passing yards here. I think this could definitely be a shootout. I think this could be a really high-scoring game. You look at the total for this game, it's at 49, which is the second highest on the slate of all the 4 games this week. The Chiefs-Jaguars game has a 53 total, which is the highest on the slate. This game, the Bills and Bengals, has a 49 total. So, points are expected to be scored in this game. These offenses love to throw the ball. I like both these quarterbacks to have, a relatively good game through the air. I know Joe Burrow last week in that game against the Ravens, he didn't have the best passing game, only threw for 209 yards. But this is a spot where I definitely think we will see them air it out here. I don't see the Bengals having a ton of success running the ball. The Bills have been pretty stout against the run this season, and I think vice versa with with Buffalo trying to run the ball in Cincinnati. Buffalo, they're just not a team that really runs the ball much at all. They're a team that loves to air it out, and obviously in the playoffs, you're going to want to lean on your best players, lean on these star quarterbacks to really do it through the air. So that's a pick that I do like from these from the Sunday games. Josh Allen and Joe Burrow to combine for more than 545 passing yards. We talked about this prop last week with Dak Prescott and Tom Brady with their passing touchdowns. We took them more than 3.5, and I think Dak had like 3 touchdowns. I think Brady had 3. Like, there's plenty of ways this could go over. Like, it's not like we need both guys to play exceptionally well or both guys to have huge passing yard games. Like, Joe Burrow could throw for 350 yards. Josh Allen could throw for 200, and that puts him over. Josh Allen could throw for 300. Joe Burrow could throw for 250. That puts him over. Like, I like combining the two just because you're not relying on one specific player to do well. It could you could come from both, and I think this is a spot again where both these quarterbacks will have relatively good games throwing the ball. Again, I think this could be a very high scoring game between the Bengals and Bills, two very explosive offenses. So that's what I'll be playing. 2 picks I like for these divisional rounds, almost at the wild card. For these divisional round games on Saturday and Sunday, I'll probably be sharing a few more plays for this week over on Patreon. I'll have some NBA plays posted for Saturday on Patreon. I'll probably share a few more NFL plays over there as well. So, as always, if you guys do enjoy these Prizepicks videos, you want more Prizepicks plays from me, NFL, NBA, do provide those over on Patreon and give a full write-up for each play I give out over there. Check that out. Link down below in the description if you are interested. But I do wish you guys the best of luck on this slate. I hope you guys enjoy these playoff games. Hopefully there'll be some good ones. I'm always excited to watch these NFL games. They're always a ton of fun, during the playoffs. So, yeah, guys, hope we all can win some money tonight. Hopefully NFL treats us as good as it did last week. We can have another good week at NFL. But best of luck this week. We'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.